Hi folks, this is your MWIS Winter Planner updated on Friday the 8th of March. Starting off with a look at this chart, this is the rainfall patterns in relation to the long-term averages, where we've got green colours that shows wetter than average conditions, the oranger colours shows drier than average conditions, and this is the forecast for the week ahead from Monday through until Monday the 18th of March. And Western Scotland once more seeing drier than average conditions, a continuing theme from where we've been during this week. Some wetter than average conditions focused further south across Britain and slightly wetter across more eastern regions as well, all indicating that our patterns are still looking fairly similar to what we've just been seeing. Even further onwards through into the second half of March, those themes are still present, a weaker signal, but still the orange colours near and to the western side of Scotland indicating drier conditions here, most of rainfall focused further south and south into Europe as well. Even to the very end of the month, that similar sort of pattern regime with that orange tint across western Scotland holds true. So what does this tell us? Well, we're seeing a lack of westerly wind patterns coming into Scotland instead. Our airflow patterns more likely to be prevailing as easterlies, maybe at times southeasterlies, but it's taking rain-bearing weather systems more often on a more southerly track. These slowly circulating weather patterns are quite tricky for forecasting, and the models don't handle them quite as well as the more powerful westerly based systems that come charging in from the Atlantic. So expect there to be some uncertainty and low confidence in the forecast detail in the days ahead. For the time being, we've got the low, which is around the Bay of Biscay, and we've got easterly winds across Britain, and that keeping rain-bearing systems mostly away to the south, but some areas of rain circulating into England and Wales, and some drizzly showers and snow flurries over the eastern hills in Scotland as well, and everything just continuing to rotate around slowly, some more persistent rain attempting to sweep across the country at some point through this weekend. Sunday does look to see some areas of rain. That system is just weakening somewhat as we go into the start of the new week, so that easterly wind that we've had for a few days will tend to lessen. So by the time we get towards Monday, the wind speed easing and just areas of drizzly showers, again most prone in eastern regions, but these will drift around slowly. Some places will get away with some drier and brighter conditions, some areas of mist and fog forming under this slacker pressure pattern with light winds, some overnight frost in some valleys and glens as well where skies do clear overnight. The daytime for Monday and Tuesday, pretty quiet, just again that risk of one or two showers in a few places, but a very slack pressure pattern, meaning light winds as we go through into Tuesday. Next weather system over the Atlantic is trying to push its way in, and that is a slow process, uncertainty of its timing, looking to just turn the wind flow more southerly as we go through the middle of the week, and some rain and drizzle and low cloud attempting to push into western coastal regions. Those fronts relatively weak, those weather systems not particularly strong over the Atlantic at this stage, so small amounts of rain just fringing into western regions, the further to the north of the Highlands you are, and generally further east, seeing drier and somewhat brighter conditions. Temperatures just lifting somewhat as well through midweek as the airflow is more directly from the south or southwest. It does just look as though lower pressure systems are still in the picture though late in the week, so expect some rain to come up from the south in the forecast. England, Wales, southern Scotland most prone to that. Northern Scotland again and the far northwest escaping the driest of all. Just to give you a sense of where the freezing level is going over these days ahead, this is through this weekend, between around 600 and 800 metres in Scotland, coldest values toward the north and east. Some western mountains may find the air temperature at least goes above freezing point to some higher elevations. The high level terrain though essentially frozen all the way through with snow and ice still across those higher mountains. England and Wales typically near or just above freezing point toward the high tops, so some slow thawing, but do be aware of that risk of icy surfaces and some patchy snow still on the high tops in England and Wales this weekend. Early next week sees little overall change, similar values and distributions of that freezing level. If anything though, into the middle of the week that value will rise as that milder air comes in, so into the second half of the week it does look as though most places are just above freezing to the high tops and some thawing even onto the highlands by this stage. The general patterns indicated by the longer range modelling is looking like this into the second half of March, still with high pressure, no surprise, up toward the north with that easterly airflow pattern the most likely low pressure toward the south. So if we do just briefly get some air flows from the south-southwest, it does seem to quickly revert back to where we are right now, and we go back to an easterly regime into the week between the 18th and the 25th. So that could draw some cooler air in from Scandinavia once more, and potentially some quite chillier air, just depending on exactly how the pattern plays out by this stage. And as we roll toward the end of March through to the Easter period at the very end of this month, we see high pressure still toward the north, low pressure still near and just to the south of Britain. So all a bit similar to where we are right now would be the main theme, again with just that tendency to the easterly airflow across Scotland, circulating centres of low pressure just to the south of us, relatively milder for England and Wales, although nothing's particularly special, and some areas of rain circulating into the mix, and there could just be some hill snow depending on the temperature of the air in the lead up to this period. So all a bit of a messy trend towards Easter, but feels quite familiar with where we are right at this time. I hope that gives you something to work with for the weeks ahead. That is your winter planner for today. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.